Hey, what's happening, everyone? If you're coming back to the channel, welcome back. I have not posted on here in a hot minute. The reason for that is got swamped with work, got sick. This is not my full-time job, and I could not, for the life of me, make it through anything else watching. I did not make it through The Last of Us. I got about 4 or 5 episodes in. I got about halfway through Halo, and it was such garbage. Couldn't make it through the rest of it. And then my brother turned me on to a show which I loved, called Severance. It's on Apple Plus. Fantastic show. So good, there wouldn't have been time to record my reaction to it because I pretty much binge watched it in 2 days. If you have Apple Plus, I recommend it. Star Wars is something that is near and dear to my heart. I have a lot of Star Wars memorabilia. It's all off screen, you can't see it. But I love reading Star Wars comics. I love building Legos. I love playing the games. I'm working my way through Fallen Order again, right before Survivor comes out. But the shows have been frustrating. Liked Mando Season 1. Loved Mando Season 2. Book of Boba Fett came out, and it was not good. And then Kenobi came out, and it was just fine. And then Andor came out. Andor, I think, has been the best thing that they've done. I know some people disagree with me. They say that's really slow. It's really boring. But I enjoyed Andor a lot. I can understand how some Star Wars fans would say it's not Star Wars enough. It was certainly different, but I liked it. That's all I'm going to say is I liked it. I think it is not a good show to release the way they did. It's much better as a binge show because it's such a slow burn that without being able to just kind of carry on through the story at your own pace, you can kind of go like, where's this going? So that's a critique I have for it. And then now Mando Season 3 is out, and we're, 6 episodes in, and I don't know what they're doing. It is clear that the show has been injured in some ways, but I say all of that, and now basically what's going to happen probably with this channel is I need an outlet for my thoughts, so I'm probably going to react and review that sort of stuff and just talk about it because quite frankly I think my wife and my coworkers are sick of me complaining to them, so I'll complain to you. Complaining is not the right word. I have legitimate critiques. I digress. Sorry, still getting over a cold. Ahsoka is something I've really been looking forward to. It's a character I really love, a character a lot of people really love. I'm really hoping that it's good because I think Dave Filoni is pretty much handling it, but I won't lie, I'm worried, with how Star Wars has been going. I know Celebration started today. They've been dropping some stuff. I saw like a bootleg version of Season 2 of Andor. It's exciting. I saw that they are doing The Acolyte. I haven't heard whether it's still a show or whether it's a movie now, but it's still coming. And I think I saw them announce a new Star Wars movie with Daisy Ridley, which we had heard was coming down the pipe. But anyway, let's just get... Sorry, this has been a really long-winded intro. I just realized I've just been rambling. I need to save this for another video. The point of everything is, I have a love-hate relationship with Star Wars. I've been a big Star Wars fan for a long time. They've hurt the fan base. But I'm still excited for Ahsoka, so I'm going to watch the trailer. And we're going to see how it goes.
Something's coming. Something dark.
I still kind of wish they had Ashley Eckstein at least doing the voice, but
I sense it.
it's fine. Rosario does a good job. Oh, Sabine. Hera. Who is this?
It's been a while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers
Mon Mothma.
about Thrawn's return
Thrawn.
as heir to the Empire.
Oh.
We have to prepare for the worst.
Wait a minute.
The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
I'm gonna have to watch this again.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Like that whole thing right there, the backdrop seems very World Between Worlds. Holy smokes. There is stuff in here. Okay, so Heir to the Empire is a... Do I have the books here? I don't. They must be up in my other shelf. So Heir to the Empire was a... it was a book. Or was it a trilogy book? Because it's been so long. That dealt with, like... It essentially was like the trilogy. There was the story after... Return of the Jedi. They wrote these books, Timothy Zahn, and it dealt with the story of Thrawn as a force in the galaxy. And I know the notes, the rough notes of the story. I'd never read it all the way through, and it's been so long I'm not even sure I remember all the details that I did read. I own all the books, but I've never, I get sidetracked. I've been having a hard time making it through any series lately. But I understand, like, the vague notes. And so that would be really interesting if they're kind of taking that. Granted, that dealt with, like, Luke Skywalker, I think Mara Jade, and all that sort of stuff. And, I can't remember, like, Palpatine may have been coming back in that or something, but they may be taking some of those notes and kind of adapting it with Ahsoka kind of as the protagonist, which is interesting. But there's also stuff in here that seemed very, is it Knights of the Old Republic? Like, this kind of stuff seems... Was it Knights? Or yeah, I don't want to get that wrong. Was it? Let's Google it. I don't know what that was. But it reminds me of not this stuff. Like this stuff, like Yeah. See this? See this kind of like dude in this room? I never played Star Wars The Old Republic. Okay. So I never played Star Wars The Old Republic. But that's what this reminds me of. With these lines, and, and like I said, it also reminds me of a little bit of like the World Between Worlds, which they dealt with in Rebels briefly. And I know Ezra was supposed to be in this, and maybe he was, and I missed him. Yeah, man, there's something. They're mixing. Filoni is mixing some stuff. Like, I feel like he's picking a little bit from here and picking a little bit from there. So interesting. So interesting. Let's watch it one more time. I'm going to talk less this time because I feel like I talked through a lot of it. And I may have missed some things. That looks cool. This looks cool. God, I hope it's good, guys. Because, you know, there's a lot of things I've looked at and gone, oh, that looks cool. And then, did not live up to its promises.
Something dark.
That's nice.
I sense it.
This is a new beginning. For some, war. For others, power.
What is this? I'm just going to pause and say, the dude with the red lightsaber and the blonde girl with the lightsaber, I don't think they're Sith. I think they're something else. But I think they are like dark side people. Maybe. I digress.
It's been a while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers.
Sorry, I'm going to pause again. Mon Mothma's the only one I really recognize. I'm sure there's some sweaties who can fill the rest of us in.
I started hearing whispers about Thrawn's return
So good.
as heir to the Empire.
I do find it curious with it being, you know, closer, that they haven't revealed his actual face, but from the backside he looks good. That's what's her face from season 2 of Mando.
We have to prepare for the worst.
Hold on, I want to go back and look at Hera. Oh, didn't go back far enough. Come on.
Worst.
Okay.
The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
Yeah. There he is. There he is. There's a boy. All right.
Left.
It's so weird because, you know, I feel like last time we saw these characters, a lot of them were animated. So, like, my brain's having to recalibrate now to see them in live action. Still cool.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see. It could be good, and it could be a huge fake out. But I'm gonna try to be optimistic. Only because I think Dave is running it. But Kathleen Kennedy still runs the company, and if she put her fingers in the pie, it's not going to be good. I'm sorry, it's not going to be good. I grew up loving Kathleen Kennedy's work. I think she was a brilliant producer. But she does not love Star Wars. She said as much. She's come in, and every single time she puts her fingers in the pie, it goes badly. Think about it. Force Awakens... Is it a rehash a bit? Yes. But was it universally loved? Yes, because JJ was allowed kind of to do his own thing, and she didn't put her fingers in the pie. Then she comes in and puts her fingers in the pie. Her and Rian Johnson, they screw it up. I don't care what you say, Last Jedi is not good. You could argue technical aspects of the film are good. There are certain story aspects that might be interesting. But they messed up big time. Then they came and tried to fix it. Couldn't fix it. Then Favreau comes in and wants to do a show about a Mandalorian. They don't care about it, so they let the season 1 go. And it's good. You know, do another season. So great, he has an idea for another season. Him and Filoni, they do season 2. But you know, there's a whole bunch of issues there with Pedro Pascal walking off the set. And then they have to get him back. And then that gets done. And they're going to go off and do Rangers of the Old Republic. But Kathy Kennedy fires the star and cancels the project. And she fast-tracks Boba Fett, which was not ready. It shouldn't have been out. And it's obvious. And she mandates that they have to suddenly get Grogu and Din Djarin back together, even though that storyline's done. Forces that together. Shoves it in Boba Fett. Boba Fett tanks. They take the Obi-Wan movie. That was probably very good. And we know it was probably very good because fans have cut it back into a movie. And it's much better than the show. But she comes in, we want to insert these characters, we want to insert these storylines. We don't want to spend a whole lot of budget to make, you know, the Grand Inquisitor look like Utapauan properly or whatever. Every time she meddles, every time, it's bad. Every time it's bad. So what I'm saying is, if she's been allowed to meddle in the Ahsoka thing, because she meddled, it's clear she meddled in season 3 of Mando. That's the problem with season 3 of Mando. That's why it's all over the place. It feels like corporate overreach to me. Andor was one I feel like either she may have not been able to meddle in. I could be wrong. Feels like Tony Gilroy probably asserted, you know, his machismo and said, we're doing it this way or I'm not doing it. That's why I think that show turned out good. It's my opinion. I don't have any evidence of that. But there's all sorts of evidence that she meddled in season 3 of Mando. And if she's meddled in anything else, they need to get rid of her. She is a cancer on Star Wars. Some people may not like me saying that. I'm sorry. I'm not diminishing what she's accomplished in the past. I'm saying she is not a good fit for Star Wars. She should not be around Star Wars. Get rid of her. Let her go off and do other things. Let her go off and produce other things. Create other things. It's like Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson, Knives Out, it's good. I liked it. Rian Johnson is good outside of Star Wars. Rian Johnson is not good for Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy is not good for Star Wars. And as long as she's around, I'm going to continue to worry about every project that comes out. Because even though the teaser trailer may get me hyped, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they're going to do some Heir to the Empire stuff. Oh my goodness, they're going to do some Old Republic stuff. They're going to mix it all together with Ahsoka and stuff. I love all that. A lot of tasty member berries there. But Kathleen Kennedy is still the president of Lucasfilm. This thing could be trash. That's why I'm worried about Indiana Jones. Because she still runs the company. And it could be trash. And you may say, well, she worked on Indiana Jones before. I don't know. I'm going to watch that trailer, so that's next on my docket. But we're going to see. I like the trailer a lot. I am excited for the show, but I have high trepidation. High. Because I was really stoked for season 3 of Mando, and it has been mediocre at best. It is, to me, and if you haven't been watching it, I'm just going to... This might be a light spoiler, but to me, it has no direction. I feel like they've pulled some stuff maybe from Rangers of the Old Republic and tried to put it in there. You know what this is? This is the second like Fantastic Beasts movie. It's like a bridge series to other things. They're like, okay, we're going to sprinkle some storylines over here and sprinkle some storylines over there, and we're going to go in all these different directions. But this is not a season. You know what I'm saying? It's not a story. And now that we're getting to a story in like episode 6, where it's clear to me that they're trying to get rid of Pedro because maybe Pedro ain't playing ball. I don't know. And they're kind of passing the torch to other Mandos and Bo-Katan and the armor and all this stuff. They're, you know, which I'm fine with, you know, because let's be real, he ain't done nothing. Din Djarin ain't done nothing. Grogu should not even be there. Grogu should be off with Luke or somewhere else. But I'm rambling now. I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna have to cut this down because I'm just gonna have to make another video about that stuff. I have a lot of feelings. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one if you decide to come back. I'm gonna watch Indiana Jones. You can hear me complain about Indiana Jones. Exciting.